lastly, the National Health Service.
We will put an extra £2 billion into frontline health services across the UK, which he described as a down payment, on a plan drawn up by the NHS bosses calling for an extra £8 billion a year above inflation by 2020. In England, everyone would be able to see a GP 7 days a week by 2020 and recruit 5,000 more doctors.
We would commit an extra £2.5 billion a year. The money will come from three sources: a new mansion tax, clamping down on tax avoidance by big companies, and a new tax on tobacco companies. Patients in the UK would get a GP appointment within 48 hours and would not have to wait longer than a week for cancer tests and results. Scrap the Health and Social Care Act and end a creeping privatisation of the NHS. Integrate health and social care services into a system of whole person care, giving greater priority to mental health services. Replace the Cancer Drugs Fund in England when it runs out in 2016 with a £330 million fund to improve access to innovative cancer drugs, surgery and radiotherapy. Recruit 5,000 more health workers to help patients stay in their homes and introduce new safety checks to identify people in risk of hospitalisation. Prioritise child mental health by increasing the proportion of mental health budget spent on children.
We would add an extra £1 billion a year for the NHS to be funded by, amongst other things, making higher earners pay more taxes on their shares. Half of this will go towards mental health. We ensure that spending on the NHS rises in line with the growth in the economy. People who need therapy for conditions such as depression will be guaranteed treatment within 18 weeks. For young patients experiencing psychosis for the first time, treatment will be provided within 2 weeks of being referred by a GP. This is all going to happen from April, with more mental health targets to follow. We also want a cross-party review of the future on NHS funding.
We want an extra £3 billion a year in NHS funding, paid for by quitting the EU and through middle management cuts. We want to keep the EU free at the point of delivery and stop any further use of PFI and encourage local authorities to buy out their PFI contracts early where it is affordable to do so. We want to ensure that all visitors and migrants who have been here for fewer than 5 years have NHS approved medical insurance as a condition of entry to the UK, with 200 million of the 2 billion saved to be spent on ending hospital parking charges in England. We want to bring back state-enrolled nurses and return power to matrons. We want the Monitor and Care Quality Commission to be replaced with elected county health boards and stop spending £90 million a year on gastric band and breast enhancement operations.